Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So we don't have too many people here. So let's just wait. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So let's just please, if you can hear me, please drop a comment on the WhatsApp group or on the channel here. Just drop a comment if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Am I speaking to myself? Where are my people at? Okay, let's just so people can hear me. Okay, that's good. I want to apologize for the delays, making the class this long before we started the class. I'm so sorry, you know, so many things to do, so many things to arrange. So sorry. Okay, Odeshola Treasure, you said you can't hear a word. Can others hear me? Wow, that's surprising. Okay, Odeshola, maybe you should unmute your mic on YouTube. Just click that link. But other people can hear me now. They are saying they can hear me. Ebele Madu said he can hear me. Olamuyiwa Adeola said he can hear me. Odeshola, maybe you should close it and join again. Just seen people here, and a lot of people committed that they were going to join. Are we doing Nigeria time? Let's just hold on. Let's just hold on. Let's just hold on. Just have only 18 people here. That's not encouraging at all. We have only 18 people. We are waiting. Okay, just actually you can hear me now. So let's just give maybe 10 minutes. I don't know. Let's just make 10 minutes. I'm so sorry for others to join. For others to join. Okay. It's supposed to be a 1 hour program, Mr. Ikechukwu. It's supposed to be a 1 hour program. But I don't know. Do we want it shorter? You can see if we want it shorter, I can make it 10 minutes. I'll just run through all the slides. But I'm sure people have a lot of questions to ask. You know. Okay. With all the yes, I was saying, I thought by now everybody would have joined. But when it's 7:10, we'll start regardless of that. We'll work with what we have. It's fine. Okay, Obina said an hour is okay. It's fine. It's fine. African time. Uh, we still love Africa all the same. Anyways, wonderful. I see you, Lucky Dube. I see you, Deshola. I see you, Kichuku. I see you, Obina. Okay, I see you, Olukoya. I see you, Elijah. I see you, Legal NS TV. I see you, Billy. I see every one of us. I see you, Joseph. I see you, Daniel. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for coming on the live class. Thank you so much. Sufficient data for the live stream. Don't worry, there will be a replay. I'll put it on the group, but I've already said that it's going to be a YouTube class, So I expected us to get ready, get enough data, you know. We are talking about something that has to do with our health here, so just get enough data like that. I hear you, Olumide, but let's just wait till 7:10 and then let's see who else will join and then we'll start. Once it's 7:10, we'll begin. Once it's 7:10, we'll just begin the class. So the link is on the group. Any other person that wants to join will just go into the group and click the link. This email is not sent. Why is this email not sent? Okay. Getting ready, 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 ready. Setting my camera. Well, there will be a replay. There will be a replay. It's almost time, 3 more minutes, and then we'll begin. Hope that others will join. Legal earners, I see, I see, I see. Yes, health is without health. I mean, you know, without health, there's nothing you can do. Without health, there's nothing you can do. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sandra. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. For your network, maybe you can find another network or you can have someone hotspot for you. You can quickly buy data or move away from where you are. I've been sick, so I've been sick for years, so I understand what it means not to have your health. I understand, and that's why I have empathy, you know, to help others. Or else I won't be here doing all this stress. I'm not a computer expert, but I had to set up the whole thing, you know. Okay, 2 more minutes. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back exactly 7:10. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Can we hear me? Let me put it like that. Can we hear me or can we hear? No, it's not can we hear us, it's can we hear me? Hello everyone, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. There might be a lag in the video, but just help me manage it, please. There might be a lag in the video. Okay, so let's begin. All right, it doesn't matter the number of people. Let's just start. Okay, so welcome everyone to this infection health webinar. Um, my name is Chukwemeka, and I'll be your host for today. I'm going to be teaching you some basics you need to know about infection and why it has been very difficult to handle this particular problem. It's a big problem. Some people have been suffering infection for 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 years. For some people, it's staphylococcus, some people, it's candida. Hello, can everyone hear me, please? I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so some people is staphylococcus, some people is candida, some people is E. coli, some people is C. diff. But regardless of the infection, today we're going to talk about why is it very difficult to treat infection. So, so my name is Chukwemeka. Like I said, I'm a naturopath and I'm a health enthusiast. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm trained naturopath in holistic and herbal medicine. And today I'm going to be revealing some powerful secrets to you on why we are having this particular problem. So let's begin. So I'm going to project my slide now and we'll begin. So what is infection really? What's infection? So infection basically is when a pathogen enters the human body. It can enter through the nose, it can enter through the eyes, it can enter through the skin, it can enter through saliva, it can enter through the mouth, it can enter through the private area, it can enter through the anus. It can enter when you have a break on your skin, like a cut, it can enter from there. And when it enters and your immune system, because your immune system is a part of your body foreign bodies like fungus, viruses, and bacteria that come into your body. That's what the immune system does. So, and a big part of your immune system is your white blood cells. So when this pathogen comes in and your immune system is weak and your immune system cannot fight this pathogen, then you have what is called an active infection. So that's basically what an infection is. So infection comes from it can come from different sources. I hope I'm not going too fast. Am I too fast, everyone? Don't worry, you have a video at the end of the day. I will post the video on the WhatsApp group. Am I going too fast, everyone? Should I slow down? Okay. All right. All right. So let's continue. Okay, so let's begin. So you can see on my screen here that there are different kinds of infection. There are different kinds of infection. You can see on your screen here, you can see leprosy, wound infections, typhus, TSS, syphilis, cholera, plague, and the dreaded COVID infection. The dreaded COVID infection. You know, I'm going to be sharing more infections. You can see we have whooping cough, Lyme disease, anthrax. You know, a lot of these infections are not even popular in Africa. You know, tetanus, typhoid fever, stomach ulcer. I know some of us have stomach ulcer caused by H. pylori. So these are the different kinds, many kinds of infection. These are the many kinds of infection. So now, but the big question I know everybody here wants to answer today is, why is it so hard to treat infection? I've taken injections, I've taken medications, I've done so many things, but yet no results. Why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult treating infections? Why is it so difficult treating infections? Why is it so difficult treating infections? So that's one of it. So that's one of the things we're going to treat here today. Now, I want to tell you a little story. There was a researcher called Alexander Fleming during the World War. He was the one, World War II. He created what we call the penicillin. Penicillin is one of the earliest antibiotics. So an antibiotic primarily is antibiotic. So anti means something that is against something. Biotic means life. So it's antibiotic. So it means that an antibiotic means against life. Biotic is life, then anti is against. So against life. Then there's probiotic, which means is for life. So there's antibiotic, there's probiotic, for life and against life. So he created an antibiotic. So what an antibiotic does is that when an antibiotic is ingested, it goes into the body and try to seek out in your gut area, seek out bacteria, and kills off bacteria. But unfortunately, a lot of the antibiotics that we ingest today, kills off both good and the bad bacteria. So in your gut, there are millions of organisms living in your gut. When I talk about your gut, I mean your intestines, your large and your small intestines. There are millions, hundreds of millions of in your gut. Like one of them is called, one of the popular ones is called acidophilus. All these organisms work together to help you to sleep. They help to digest your food. They help you to think properly, and they are all connected to your brain. So when you have an infection, these organisms also fight those other bad bacteria. And when you have an infection and you swallow antibiotics, so the antibiotics comes just like, imagine antibiotic is like, let's say there's a war somewhere, antibiotic is like a bomb. The bomb will just come and just bam everywhere. It will kill both the good people and the bad people. You understand? So that's the way antibiotics is. When it comes into the body and you drink it, it wipes out both the good bacteria that are good for your function every day, for your digestion, for your immunity, for your vision, for your proper brain function. It wipes out a lot of them, plus the bad bacteria. So that's one issue, and that's what causes antibiotic resistance. Now, so over the years, as we begin to take these antibiotics, this bacteria in your body, this bacteria begins to get used to these antibiotics, and it begins to adapt to these antibiotics, such that the antibiotics no longer works for it. So when you ingest it, you see that the bacteria behaves as if it is gone, and then it comes back again. So this particular factor is called antibacterial resistance or drug resistance, where the bacteria are resisting and saying, no more, you can't kill us. So this has caused a big problem. From the early days of penicillin, when penicillin was first made, the man Alexander Fleming that made the penicillin, he told us then, he said, you see this thing that I made, yes, it is helping soldiers who are wounded in the war, were dying in their hundreds of thousands, because of infection. It was killing them, So, but when he created the penicillin and they began to administer it, these soldiers began to survive, and then penicillin became popular. But the man said, there's a caveat. This penicillin that I created, if we abuse it, before you know it, the infection, the penicillin will no longer work. And when that begins to happen, we'll come back to exactly where we were before. And that prophecy of that man has come to pass today. That's exactly why a lot of us are on this webinar. The antibiotics that we have been creating, that we have been using for years, has become so resistant, they are no longer working. They are no longer working. So now, I've already explained the antibiotic resistance. So on this slide, you can see the timeline. You can see on this slide, what I put here, you can see different antibiotics. You can see different antibiotics. Each one, and that line you are seeing was the time that you see that pop. Look at that one, erythromycin. You can see that on the top, on the bottom right. Those are the times when that antibiotics became useless and it was no longer working, or it had drug resistance. So this problem of drug resistance has been happening for many, many years. It's nothing new at all. It's nothing new. So what causes antibiotic resistance? We all contribute to antibiotic resistance. A lot of us, we go to chemists, we say we want to go and buy a drug. Chemists will say, oh, give me erythromycin. You have small fever, give me this one. Before you know it, your body is already getting used to this antibiotic and no longer working for you. Some ladies, rather than getting proper contraceptive or using a condom during sex, after sex, they believe that if they want to avoid pregnancy, they will just swallow antibiotics. You understand? Antibiotics have for pregnancy, and then over time the bacteria in their body get resistant to antibiotics. The people who raise our cows, these Hausa people, you should see when they are dosing cows with antibiotics, they put loads of antibiotics into their drinking water. As those animals drink those antibiotics, they drink it over the years, they also themselves become resistant to these antibiotics. Then they will kill this cow, they will sell it in the market, we too will eat it, and then we'll also eat the meat that has, and we inherit that genetic antibiotic. So the antibiotic that they were selling, they were giving to that cow, no longer works for us. You know, medical experts too also contribute to this factor of recommending antibiotics when it's not even necessary to recommend antibiotics. In people who raise poultry too, they dose their chicken, their birds with so much antibiotics. You would go to the market, you got to go to frozen food, you will go and buy the antibiotics, you will eat you go and buy the chicken, you will eat it, and then you inherit the antibacterial resistance. So these are part of the factors that causes antibiotic resistance. So there are many factors that cause this. There's the drug-related factors, there are environmental factors, there are patient-related factors, there are many, many prescriber factors. When you go to a pharmacy or you go to not pharmacy, you go to chemist, and they say, oh, they will just give you antibiotics for any problem. So in places where there are huge populations, overcrowding, poor sanitation, all these things cause drug resistance where antibiotics no longer work for it. Widespread use of antibiotics in animal, I've mentioned that in animal husbandry and agriculture, and as medicated cleansing products. Release of large quantities of antibiotics into the environment during pharmaceutical manufacturing through inadequate monitoring. So for example, drug-related factors, we have over-the-counter availability of antimicrobials, which means you can go to any pharmacy, you can go to any any chemist, and you just go and buy antibiotics and say you want to use antibiotics. This is part of what causes the problem. Counterfeit and substandard drug causing suboptimal blood concentration, a lot of issues. So there's not just one thing that causes drug resistance. Patient factors, poor adherence to dosage regimens. Some of us, they will give us medication, we will not finish using it. We use it for something we are supposed to use for 1 week or 2 weeks. We use it for 3 days. We are feeling better. We will dump it. I have some friends in their house. You will see half pack of antibiotics, half pack. Every time you do that, the bacteria will behave as if it's dead, and then they will mutate and become stronger. So every time you are giving antibiotics to use, you need to finish your medication. You need to complete it. Don't say, oh, I'm feeling stronger, I want to go and hustle. By the time that bacteria is coming back, it's coming back with more intensity, and it's coming back with more. That antibiotics that you used before that was working, that antibiotics will no longer work for you. Do you understand? So every time you are taking a medication, whether it is herbal, whether it is English, always finish your medication. So another thing is inappropriate use of antibiotics, overuse of antibiotics. Some of us, the doctor says use antibiotics for 1 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We are still using it because we believe, oh, if I use it very well, I will kill this thing. Some of us even abuse antibiotics so much that some of us even this thing has burnt holes in your guts, and you're having ulcer, you're having gastritis, you're having GERD, but that's a different problem entirely. And it's a terrible thing to have both an infection and then have ulcer and gastritis at the same time. That's a very terrible. Abusing antibiotics, please stop abusing antibiotics. Use it the way your prescriber asks you to use it. So I'm going to run through this slide because of our time. So as you can see on this slide here, every time that the manufacturers create a new antibiotic, the drug, and we abuse it, we don't use it the normal way, the drug becomes more resistant. At this point, I want to also share one thing. Now, the antibiotic business is not a profitable business. That's another problem that is causing drug resistance. So, for example, a lot of companies, a lot of drug manufacturers, a lot of them now, when they make antibiotics and you take antibiotics, the antibiotics should kill the infection, right? And that's all. You won't buy the antibiotics again. So why should they invest money on creating new antibiotics? If the bacteria that is available in town now is already resistant to the present antibiotic, what they should do is they should do more research, right? And create new antibiotics. But the truth is, if they do that and you take the antibiotics and you are cured, that's the end of business for them. So a lot of drug manufacturers now will rather focus on drugs like diabetes drugs, arthritis drugs, high BP drugs that you have to use over and over and over for many and be a lifetime customer of them, than antibiotics that the person will just use once and the person is cured. So drug manufacturers are not willing to expend their time and their money on creating new drugs or new medications. They are not willing to. So that is why a lot of the antibiotics you are seeing now are no longer working, because they don't want to research, they don't want to create new ones. So now, I want us to come. Okay, first of all, guys, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? I've been talking. Can everyone hear me? Hello, just say I can hear you on the chat. Just put it there. I can hear you. I can hear you. Just say I can hear you. On the YouTube chat, just put I can hear you. There's usually a delay in the video, so I'll just wait. Oh, good, good, good. I thought I was alone. Okay, good. So now, how many of us want to hear about Staphylococcus? How many of us want to hear about Staphylococcus? How many of us? How many of us want to hear about Staphylococcus? I know so many of us want me to talk about that. Yes, the dreaded Staphylococcus. Yes. How many of us want to hear about Candida? My ladies, are you here? Candida. Candida, just type Candida. Just type Candida. If it's staph, just type staph. If it's Candida, type Candida. If it's PID, whatever thing you want to hear about, let me know. Let me know. Good. All right. Okay. Okay, good. Now, how many of us have heard this thing that Staphylococcus is not an STD, it's not an infection? How many of us have heard that statement before from anybody, from doctors, maybe online, that Staphylococcus is not an infection, it's just in your mind, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just in your mind, it's just your mind that is deceiving you? How many of us have heard that statement before? Please let me know. People saying yes, Staphylococcus is not an infection, it's not an STD. Okay, so there's a lot of arguments that staph is not an STD, it's not a sexually transmitted disease. But the the issue, the evidence on ground says otherwise. If you talk to a laboratory technician, they will tell you Staphylococcus aureus is a bacterial infection that can be transmitted sexually. If you talk to a doctor will tell you there's nothing like that. Staph is just a part of, it's a bacteria that is part of your skin. I don't know if anybody has, you've heard that before. Yeah. So now, let me tell you that there are different, let me just teach you today, there are different kinds of Staphylococcus species. There is Staphylococcus caris, there's Staphylococcus simulans, there's Staphylococcus capilis, all these different kinds of Staphylococcus. And there are different bacteria on our skin. But the one called Staphylococcus aureus is a pathogenic bacteria, which means it's a dangerous bacteria that affects the human body. It is not the same thing as the staph that you have normally on your skin. Do you understand? And it can be transmitted sexually. I'm just saying this now because a lot of people say, that there's nothing like that. I'm sharing some slides now to show you evidence. You can see reports of people saying that, MASA is also known as methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, which means staph that is resistant to methicillin. And methicillin is one of the most popular and strongest antibiotics we have there. But yes, staph aureus is resistant to it. It's called methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. You can see evidence on your screen. These are researchers saying that staph can be transmitted via sex. It can be transmitted. One second, guys. Okay. This is another evidence showing that staph can be transmitted sexually. It can be transmitted through touching. It can be transmitted through food. So please don't think it's only through sex that staph can be transmitted. Staph can be transmitted in many ways. Staph can be transmitted in many ways than you think. Many ways. So now, yes, there is a lot of drug resistance out there. Erythromycin is not working. Vancomycin is not working. So what is now the solution? What is the solution to infection? Because it's not just staph, candida, other infections, gonorrhea, they've all developed drug resistance to all the antibiotics we take. They've developed drug resistance. And it's a big problem. People are suffering and people are dying from this particular problem. Now, the solution here we have is herbs. Now, a lot of people do not know that herbs are very powerful for infection. A lot of people believe it work, but herbs have been on this planet for many thousands, millions of years. And these plants themselves have developed systems inside of them that can resist. Right in the ground there, they are also affected or impacted by bacteria. But these plants themselves have developed a resistance, do you understand, to different kind of bacteria. So these herbs, whenever you take a herb and you drink a herb, you are borrowing the immunity of the plant. You are taking the immunity that the plant has developed over the years and using it in your own body. Now, each of these plants have different phytochemical components that help to fight these particular infections. So before I continue, I would open the floor for questions. I heard somebody talking about PID. So PID is pelvic inflammatory disease. Now, when the bacteria has gone into a woman's body and is infecting her pelvis, that's when you have the pelvic inflammatory disease. That's what we call PID. That's what we call PID. That's what it is. Candida is a fungal infection. also known as a yeast infection. Candida is also known as a yeast infection, and it also affects um, uh, the bodies. It affects mostly women. There are different. There is syphilis. There is gonorrhea. I'm not going to talk about each specific bacteria. The point here, the most important point is that each of these bacteria has become resistant. Some viruses have become resistant, and some fungus too have also become resistant. But the solution is simple. So please post your questions. Those of us that have been asking, okay, about herpes. Okay, herpes. Herpes, yes. Herpes too also is also a problem. Genital wart is also a problem. You keep treating and it's not going. They're all the same thing. You're all the same. No, it's not. They're not all the same thing. It's still the same problem of drug resistance. Why are the drugs not working? PCOS, the same problem. You treat and treat and treat and it's not going. For hormonal imbalance, sometimes are caused by bacteria, sometimes are not caused by bacteria. But if you're having hormonal imbalance and irregular period, that shows that there's a bacterial infection somewhere. I always tell women to do HVS tests and do urine MCS. 9 out of 10 times, I know that once you're having hormonal imbalance and irregular period, you are definitely going to have bacterial, there will be a bacteria there. Okay, somebody said, as a woman, I've been treated for infection repeatedly, and yet still having irregular menstruation, like 2 months delay repeatedly. Yes, I've explained that. That is because you are having bacterial resistance. Bacterial resistance. And the only way is to get a solution that can treat that bacteria once and for all. Drugs and infections are no longer working. They are no longer working. Somebody said hepatitis. Yes, it's an infection of the liver. 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 It affects the liver. It's also caused by bacteria. Okay, other questions? Does infection cause watery sperm? And what type of infection is that? Well, the watery sperm issue can be caused by any infection. It can also be caused by other problems. It can be caused by any infection. So yes, it causes watery sperm. So the cure for that is to go and do seminal fluid analysis. So not the cure, sorry, the test is to go and do seminal fluid analysis and test your semen for infection. Test your semen for infection. I'm sure 9 out of 10 you would see. Yes, bacterial causes when your gut, in fact, most mouth odor is caused by bacterial infection. Yes, when your gut is overpopulated with different types of bacterial infection, it causes mouth odor. Once you can heal your gut, trust me, the mouth odor will improve. Somebody said the screen is not clear. Don't worry. That is Ernest. Ernest, what are you seeing on the screen? Are you seeing some herbs I put on the screen? What is the cure for staphylococcus? I'll come to the cure now. What can cause a woman not seeing her ovulation? Yes. Ovulation is mostly caused by infection. Most of the time it's caused by infection. But the key is to go and do a test called HVS to know. Legal NSL, my question is, what causes itching all over the body and what is the solution for staph, hepatitis, and ulcer? Okay, so let me answer the first question. What causes itches? Most of the time is staph bacteria on the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria on the body that causes itching all over the body. Yes, it's what, so you have to treat it both internally and externally. I will tell you how to do that very soon. Internally and externally. So you have to get something on your skin to deal with the skin. You have to get something on the inside, and you also have to disinfect your clothes. So if I were you, your boxers, presently, you throw them away. Your bed sheet and your towel, just throw your towel away. Just get a new towel. Your bed sheet, you can soak them in bleach or hypo or any other strong, agent, and soak it very well with hot water and wash it very well, very, very well. Okay, somebody say I have staph and ulcer. Now, the staph and ulcer, most of the time when we have staph and we take a lot of herbs, a lot of agbo, a lot of antibiotics, we start begin to have this problem of ulcer, because some of these agbo manufacturers, they are so bad. Some of them, do you know that some of them, when they manufacture their herbs, they will go and put what's it called? They will put antibiotics inside the herbs. They will soak it inside, pack all manner of things inside. And when you now drink it, you now begin to have problems. You now begin to have issues. Some of us will take herbs and take antibiotics at the same time. Please don't ever take herbal medication with drugs at the same time. It is forbidden. Do not take herbs and drugs at the same time. It is forbidden. Please, that is not permitted. That is not allowed. But hold on, guys. Let me see what's happening on the WhatsApp group. Oh, some people are saying network is bad. I'm so sorry. 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 Some people are saying network is bad. I'm so sorry. So, I'm so sorry. Okay, let me continue answering the questions. Um, Somebody said, oh, you said Melissa, you posted your question. Melissa, what's your question? I'm so sorry. Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Okay, Melissa, please post your question again. I've answered the one about staph and ulcer. So I've been having frequent urination and back pain. If causes that frequent urination and back pain is normal. It's normal. I've been diagnosed with candida since my third child, but still the infection is still on. I've been taking antibiotics for more than 1.5 years, and I have the fourth child still. Okay, so now if you are having candida, I will also teach you how to treat candida. Candida is a very special case, you know. I will also treat you. I'll also teach you how to handle that. Don't worry. Then what tests can be done to know the particular drugs one is sensitive to? And whenever you do a test, if you go to a standard lab, they will show you the drugs that you are resistant, you are sensitive to. That's a normal thing. Uh, Irregular periods mostly caused by infection. What causes discharge and itching after menstruation is always an infection. If you are male, you do urine MCS and seminal fluid analysis for infection. If you are female, you do HVS and urine MCS. Melissa, I'm not seeing your question. No. You say you posted your question. Yeah, yeast infection. Yes, yeast infection, yes. And blood red on the private part. Yes, on that case, it's usually an infection. I'll tell you what to do. What the things I'm going to introduce you to will handle most of these problems. Doc, somebody said, Doc, I do have this odd sensation on my body, stomach noise, and currently itching around my manhood. And I've been going through this for years. Please, solution, let me come back to normal. Okay, yes. So let's even talk about this staph and this ulcer problem now. So if you have an infection and you have ulcer at the same time, you have to be very careful. One of the things I would recommend before you even start, taking any antibacterial or antimicrobial, like what I would recommend to you, or even if it's drugs, is that first of all, you need to go and get celery. Celery. You need to get celery. It's important. Get celery. Celery is a plant. All these Hausa people that sell, special purple cabbage and all this, you can get celery. So for the ulcer, you blend the celery and then you juice the water, and you take it a glass full first in the morning, lasting at night. First in the morning, lasting at night. Celery is very powerful for healing ulcer, because if the ulcer is still there, no matter what you take for the antibiotics, it's going to hurt you. So you need to take celery first. But if you have serious ulcer problems, don't worry, they'll be on that class for ulcer. But celery is one of the. I'm just sharing a secret to you. Celery is very important. You can get celery from those Hausa people. You can get celery from ShopRite, but I don't like the one in ShopRite. It's not really that effective. If you go to where the Hausa villages are, where they have their, they sell where they are plenty. I don't know if you're in Lagos where you can get celery. Just find where it is. Okay. I've talked about itching. I've done urine MCS and seminal fluid. I was tested with that solution is what I need. Okay. Okay, hold on. Please, what causes swelling down inside of my stomach? I was diagnosed of staph. I already treated it, and it went. Yes, that's infection. Yes, it's the staph causing the swelling. Yes, you have staph goes internal. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I'm trying to answer questions, guys. Hold on. Cure for hepatitis is the same cure I'm going to give you. Weak erection, yes, can be caused by infection. Pain every time you urinate. I'm having huge pain. Pain all over my body. I get numbness all over my body. Yes, yes, yes. Huge headache and bone. Yes, that's true. Staphylococcus is very bad. By the time it starts going bad, it will now start affecting your bones. Yes, this man, you are right. Oluwa Timilen, you are very right. It will start affecting your bones, your joints. If it goes bad, you now begin to have brain problems. You won't be able to remember things. You'll be having as if you want to run mad. That's how bad staph is. Yes, it affects the brain. It can cause mental issues. Caused by infection can be caused by many other factors. Your age, drug abuse. I don't mean cocaine. I mean abusing of drugs. So PCOS, yes, can be caused infection, irregular period. Once you are beginning to see irregular period, just know there's an infection there. What makes a woman feel sick after sex? Mostly infection. I had infection for many years and I got it cured. But after a few years, I started having poor erection or weak ejaculation. What is the solution? Go and test for infection again. All right. I've answered almost all the questions. Okay, let's check the webinar. Let's check the WhatsApp group. What is the cause for ringworm on the shaft of the penis? Yes, that's an infection. It's an infection there. Someone said they cannot even see anywhere to type comments. I'm only hearing voices. You can type it on the WhatsApp group. I can answer your questions there. You can type it on the WhatsApp group. I can answer your questions there. No need to get angry. I'm trying my best to serve everybody, So let's please be patient with me. So I've been itching around my labia part with one ball. Yes, that if I do MCI, they told me infection, only presence of small. Okay, yes, it's infection. Okay, guys, so I think I've answered enough questions. Let's go on with the next. Let's go on now. So what is the solution? I'm proud to present to you C-Biotics. Now, C-Biotics is a herbal product that I created after many, many years of research and development that handles infection. This product is everything you need. Now, I know that a lot of people will say, oh, they have come again. Products. They have come again. No, they have brought another they brought another product for us to buy. But let me tell you why C-Biotics is different. And the reason I'm going to give you is a very, very simple reason. It's a very simple reason why C-Biotics is different. Now, C-Biotics, as it were, is made by me, and you can see me. I'm here. A lot of those people that sell those herbs to you hide behind social media. They don't talk to you. You can't see their face. You can't communicate with them. You don't know their full name. You don't know their phone number. You don't know anything about them. You just saw advert online. Maybe they paid a comedian, and then you just start buying the product. If the product works or not, you are not sure. But the reason why I'm doing this webinar is because I'm putting myself out there. I'm showing my face. I don't have anything to hide. My product works. I can boast my chest that C-Biotics is one of the most powerful herbal antimicrobial products in the world, and it is very, very effective. If you are treating staphylococcus, if you are treating candida, if you are treating syphilis, if you are treating gonorrhea, if you are treating anything at all that has to do with viral, bacterial, and fungal infection, this product is what you need. This is what you need. C-Biotics is the solution that you need, and it is very, 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 very powerful. It's a very powerful product. Very powerful product. Now, for those of us who are also having issues with skin, some people say they are itching. I see a lot of complaints about itching. I'm itching. What you need is an antimicrobial soap. There's one thing you need. You could just go and get this native sponge. Buy a native sponge, get our antimicrobial soap, and the antimicrobial soap is going to you understand, remove the infection from your skin. So the C-Biotics is for internal, the antimicrobial soap is for external. C-Biotic is for internal, antimicrobial soap is for external. That's just the way it works. So these two products are everything that you need. You know, I can go ahead and tell you, oh, go and use this one, go and use that one, but because of the drug resistance, they don't work. This product is specially formulated to cure infections, specially formulated to cure infections. As I said, it is infection that causes itching, and for it you need to get cibiotics. You need to get cibiotics, both the what's it called, the cibiotics and for internal, and the soap for the external. Let me see other questions. Other questions? No, the class is not starting by 8. I said it was going to start by 7. I mentioned it. Okay, now cibiotics is not your normal product. It is not your normal product that you sell for 10,000 naira. It is not. You know, people say you get what you pay for. You understand? You get what you pay for. So cibiotics lasts for 5 weeks, and cibiotics costs 30,000 naira. It lasts for 5 weeks and it costs 30,000 naira. And I can assure you that this product is amazing. It's amazing. Let me share some testimonials with you. Let me share some testimonials. You can see testimonials on your screen. On your screen, you can read them yourself. You can see testimonials of people who have had this problem. You can see testimonials of people who have had problems with infection. You can see these are not made up testimonials. These are real testimonials. You can see testimonials. You can see testimonials. You can read them. I'm going to pause for a minute so that you can read. You can read and you can see for yourself. I normally don't do consultations, but if you are going to consult with me, you have to pay. So, but the truth is this: at the end of the day, we still come back to go and get cibiotics. We still come back to go and get cibiotics, because I know that for majority of us, this product is everything that we need. This product is everything that we need. It's everything that we need. It's everything that we need. So I'm gonna slide to the next testimonial now. You can read the testimonials yourself. You can see. Cibiotics cost 30,000 naira for the cibiotics, and the soap is 10,000 naira. The soap is 10,000 naira. I will share information about that very soon. I'm going to share the information on the WhatsApp group. I'm going to share all the information you need on the WhatsApp group. I'm sharing more testimonials. I want us to read these testimonies. You can see this woman I put here. You can see after taking the product, you see what she put. See the picture she put there. What dropped out of her? The cloth that dropped out of her after she used our product. You can see that picture. Can everyone see that picture of that woman showing me what dropped what dropped out of her after she used the product? Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, Moses, I see your message. You say the poor cannot afford it. Well, the truth is this is I would create a product that I know that works than create a product that I know that's not working, sell it for 5,000 naira and then frustrate you. That's what people do not understand. I can go and create a product of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I will sell it to you. I'll make my money. It will not work. But I'm taking my time out to create something that works. A lot of the ingredients we use are not even sourced in Nigeria. They are not sourced in Nigeria. We have to bring them into the country. So I'm creating a product that works. Of course it will. So I'm sharing more of the testimonies for us to see. You can see that woman that said something dropped. I have hundreds and hundreds of testimonies that way. Yes, it cures all types of infections. It cures all types of infections. No, there are no side effects. No side effects at all. If you use it the way we ask you to use it, it will work very well for you. There are no side effects at all. At all. At all. No side effects. So someone is asking, Sometimes it's not about sex, right? If it's the cause, blah blah blah. How was your hygiene while growing, and now how do you sleep? How do you use clean your toilet? Cleanliness. Yes, of course, it's not all about sex. Of course, it's not all about sex, you know. But most of the time, it's also a sexually transmitted case. Most of the time. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. So please, you have any other questions? Please bring your. I came to answer questions. I'm surprised people are not asking me questions today. I came to answer questions, and people are not really asking questions. People are not really asking questions. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. I'm here to answer questions today. People were saying, people have been accusing me that I did not answer questions, so I'm here to do it for us. Ask your questions. Ask your questions. I'm here to answer all our questions. Okay. Okay. Of course, you can see how many people has it cured? Thousands of people, not even just Nigerians, Americans, Britons, Australians. It has cured thousands of people. No, this product does not cure fibroid, though. Bless him, please. It does not cure fibroid. Yes, it can be used by a pregnant woman, but will give you the right dosage to use. No, this is not. I can't talk about fibroid here, please. It's not about fibroid. No, it cannot cure fibroid. No. If you have fibroid, please don't buy it. It's not for fibroid. I will not say because I want to sell something to you. I will not be lying. No. Yes, it can cure hepatitis and cure herpes. Yes. Oh, trust me, it can cure hepatitis and herpes. Veins inside the scrotum. I don't. Do you have to go and run a test for that? How many bottles for total cure? How many bottles for total cure? How many bottles for total cure? Well, typically, one bottle should be okay. But in some people, especially if you have high growth, you might end up with 2 bottles. But it's usually okay. Cure for candida. You still need cbiotics. You still need cbiotics. Yes, you need cbiotics. That's cure for candida. Yes. But if you have candida, I'm going to tell you what you are going to add to cbiotics to cure it. Please just let me know. Anybody that has candida and you buy it, please. There's something you are going to get. There's some herbs you are going to get added to cbiotics to clear it off. Will it also work for my brain? Because this infection has made it start losing memory. Yes. No, I said it before. Timilen, yes, exactly. Yes. Staff cause confusion. Yes. And brain focus. Yes, yes, yes. It causes that. Yes, yes. It will work for it. Yes. Yes, cbiotic can help with mouth odor that is caused by bacterial infections. Okay, Wisdom, what is your own question? Wisdom, it's almost 8 o'clock, guys. What's your own question? How do you get it? Okay, so I'm going to paste it on the group on how to get it. I'm going to paste it on the group to get cbiotics. I'm pasting it on the group now. Let me see if there are other questions. Okay, somebody said about itchy anus. Yes, itchy anus. Yes, it's caused by infection. I've told you. You need to get our cream and our soap. The soap is 10,000 naira for bathing. You get native soap. You get native sponge. You understand? You used to bathe yourself, and you take the cbiotics internally. And the what is causing around it? Yes, yes. This is the cure. Cbiotics is the cure. Cbiotics is the cure. If you can hear me, cbiotics is the cure. Is the cure. Cbiotics is the cure. So to get it, I've posted it on the group. This is how to get if you want to get yours. I've posted it on the group. It's delivering. Let me see if there are any other questions. This is also the solution to PCOS. Yes, I told you. You need cbiotics. Yes. Well, you can decide to buy the soap alone if you have skin infection. You can also decide to buy it. It's your choice. I won't pay instrumental twice before getting the product. Of course, you can. You can. Salary for ulcer, yes. Salary for ulcer, yes. You know, there's no discount. That's the amount we sell it. That's the amount we sell. I've posted on the group. Yeah, Rookie, what's your question? Rookie, what's your question? What's your question, Rookie? So I've pasted it on the group. Check the WhatsApp group for information on how to order. So I've posted, this is the information you need on how to order, how to place your order for Cbiotics. And the soap lasts for 2 months. Yeah, the soap will last for 2 months. Yes, herpes can be cured. Cbiotics is what you need. I've put it there. For Candida, buy your Cbiotics and I'll tell you what to add to it to clear Candida totally. To clear Candida totally. It's after 8, guys. We need to start rounding up this class. 1 hour class is supposed to be 1 hour. 1 hour. Yes, it cures HVS that causes genital warts. Yes, yes, yes. I'll give you more to answer my questions. No, there's no discount. Moses, I answered your question now. Answered your question now. If you are buying 2 bottles at once, rather than it to be 60,000, it's going to be at 55,000 if you're buying 2 bottles at once. Please, we don't do pay on delivery. There is no pay on delivery, please. There's no pay on delivery. Esther, I'm not seeing your question now. There's no pay on delivery, and you have to pay for your delivery, please. There's no pay on delivery. You make your payments, and then we send it to you. Esther, please ask your question. Ask your question, Esther. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. Cure for breast cancer. It's not for this class, please. Prolonged PID pains. What you need is Cbiotics. In some cases it can, in some cases it won't. 1 bottle might be enough, might not be enough. I've explained now. The solution to PCOS is Cbiotics. Get Cbiotics. Get Cbiotics. 1 bottle might be enough, but max 2 bottles. I've pasted information on how to get the product on the group. Okay, don't worry. For those of you asking on the WhatsApp group, I will post the video once we are finished. I will post the video. It's liquid. It's not tablet. It's liquid. It's not tablet. It's liquid. I didn't even mention, guys. Sorry. Cbiotics does not have smell. It does not have taste. It tastes like water. It's tasteless. It doesn't have any smell. Just dilute into water and drink. No smell, no purging, no bad smell, no bad taste. It just tastes like water and has no smell. Yes, PCOS patients is good for you. This is exactly what you need. Okay, guys. Okay, so yeah. So I think we should round up the class now. So if you're interested, please, 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 I've dropped the link. I've dropped the information on how to get it on the group. Just reach out to us, and place your order now. This is exactly what you need. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming for this class. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the class. I can assure you that if you do what I've said, if you take Cbiotics, if you do what I said, that is the end of drug resistance in your life. That is the end of drug resistance in your life. Cbiotics is everything that you need to solve this problem once and for all. Once and for all. It doesn't work for fibroids. It doesn't work for fibroids. Yes, you can start with one. Atama Esther, yes, you can start with one. But if you're having heavy growth of stuff, you might need two. It doesn't work for fibroid. Chinedu Okoye, please, what is your question? It doesn't work for fibroid, my people. It doesn't work for fibroid. Chinedu Okoye, please, what's your question? Yes, it works for tubal blockage. Yes, it works for tubal blockage. Yes, it does. It works for tubal blockage. It works for tubal blockage. Yes, it works for erectile dysfunction. For prolonged PID pains, you will need 2 bottles eventually, but you can start with 1 bottle. For itching, you will need the soap for your skin. Not just buying Cbiotics alone, you will need the itching, you need the soap for your skin. Yes, it works for erectile dysfunction. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming for this class. Thank you so much. It has been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful teaching us. Thank you so much. I've dropped the information on the WhatsApp group. You know, I'm going to drop it here too. Let me see if I can drop it here too. Let me see if I can drop it here too. I can't drop. Sorry, I can't drop it here. I can't drop it here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you have the number to reach out to. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night rest. Have a wonderful, wonderful night rest. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the class. Hope you guys enjoyed the class. Do you see how people here? Hope you guys enjoyed the class. Hope you enjoyed the class. I've told you for ulcer, you need to use celery. Use celery for ulcer. All right. All right. Thank you, Oluwatimileyin. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you for attending the class. Thank you so much. Sorry for the delays and the confusion at the beginning. Thank you so much.